I would like to ask three seniors from Hudsonville who have been on their team all night long to stand up, please, and step forward right in front of your bench. Ty Chalmers, Casey Fields, and Aiden McDowell. As an opposing coach who has been watching you and your team, you have been tremendous leaders for your team. It has been a real pleasure to be in the same league with you guys. One of the beauties of this sport is that no matter what team you're on, you know you have to be working hard every single day to accomplish the things that we set out for ourselves. Both these teams have come a long way already this year. Coaches, a tremendous job for them, but the job's not finished, is it? We've got 2 weeks until conference week and then state week after that. To all of you, our friends, the Eagles, to your 3 seniors, congratulations to all of our seniors and teammates, and to all the parents. Thank you so much for having your sons involved in this sport. Congratulations to all.
All right, that was the annual tradition of recognizing the seniors, first for the home team of East Kentwood, and of course our visitors from Hudsonville. Welcome once again, folks. I'm Joey Sutherland. It is my proud pleasure to bring you the action here as we're just getting ready for the national anthem here. All right, folks, it is time to make the donuts. This is the meat I've been waiting for all season. These 2 teams are pretty evenly matched up. And it is a meet where we were hoping, excited, waiting to see. And I tell you what, folks, we might have a Jim Dandy for you here today. And we want to thank you for joining us. So we're just getting set to have our first event of the day. That, of course, being the men's 200-yard medley relay. We will have, each team will actually, Hudsonville will have 3. The Falcons will only counter with 2 relays in this one. So we are taking a look at it right now. Our lineup, it will have the Hudsonville C in lane number 2. That'll consist of Sorensen, Sarber, Barriclo, I beg your pardon, and Poulet. And for the Falcons B in lane number 3, it is Travis, Tron, Martin, and Callahan. For the Hudsonville A in lane 4, it's going to be Chalmers, Thompson, Fields, and McDowell. Okay. For the Falcons A, it will be Sutherland, Christensen, Gomez, Romo, and Kirkland. For the Hudsonville B, it'll be Lawrence, Labizu, Skoltons, and Jones. So we will turn it over to our starter. Taking a look at this, the seed time to beat is 1:41:37. And we're underway. The cut time here is 1:41:89. Actually, I had to cheat and peek at that one, but let's transition into here. Watch them coming as we're getting ready for the exchange. And it is all right, we are into the breaststroke version here. Coming up right now, Hudsonville looking really solid in first place. The battle is for second place. This one's pretty close right now. Just transitioning in, that was Casey Fields. And in second place is the Falcons A. Not far behind them is the Hudsonville B, so we're going to keep an eye on this one here. Coming right back in the butterfly here is Fields. Let's see the transition into the front crawler. Abel is going to be in next here for East Kentwood. And oh my goodness, that was a unusual start. I don't think I've ever seen anybody go so high on a start on that one. Coming back home and taking the time. Let's see what the time is. It is going to be 1:47:98 for the Hudsonville A team. Second place, it is the Kentwood A. Third place is the Kentwood B, and that was a lot closer than I think anybody expected. So congratulations, though, to the team of Tyler Chalmers, Nick Thompson, Casey Fields, and Aiden McDowell. They go 1:47:98 and capture first place in the 200-yard medley relay. Now we're going to go into the 200-yard freestyle, the first individual event of the evening. It'll be Malachi Geems for the Falcons in lane number 1. Ethan Minus is in lane number 2 for Hudsonville. Darius Nassip is in lane number 3 for the Falcons. For the Eagles, it'll be Rylan McDowell in lane 4. James Langosh is in lane number 5. Pablo Navas is in lane number 6. Kalel Durr, one of the senior captains for the Falcons, is in lane number 7. And finally in lane number 8, it is Reed Everts. Seed time to beat here is 151:33 for McDowell. Coming up here on the quarter mark. And at the first turn, it is 26:47 for Langesh, just ahead of McDowell. They are hitting the 75-yard mark. Still really close right now between first and second. At the halfway mark, it is 55-98 for Langesh, 56-12 for McDowell. Got a little bit behind the leaders there. Coming up on the 125-yard mark. And at the flip turn for the final 50, it is Langesh 126.04, McDowell 126.17. They are within an eyelash of each other, folks. And now it's what do you got left in the tank? These two men are duking it out here for first place in the 200-yard freestyle. Heading home right now. And it looks like Langesh has actually picked it up a little bit. Inside the flags, he touches it out at 154.42. Holy cow, James Langesh with an impressive win. That, folks, is a 4.5 second drop. Ryan McDowell goes 154.81. And so for East Kentwood, that's the first flip point. Third place went to Ethan. He goes 2:01.11. Fourth place is Pablo. Fifth place is Reed. Sixth place is Darius. Seventh place is Kalel. Let's quickly, they already got the names up for the 200 IM, so let's bring it back here. Let's take a look at the lineup here in the 200-yard IM. It will be Jared San Roman in lane number 1 for the Falcons. Tommy Labizu is in lane number 2 for Hudsonville. Lane number 3 is Chase Sutherland for East Kentwood. Tyler Chalmers is in lane number 4 for Hudsonville. Teague Westra is in lane number 5 for the Falcons. Aiden McDowell is in lane number 6 for the Eagles. Abel Gomez-Romo is in lane number 7. And Tegan Sorensen is in lane number 8. We're underway. They're off to see the Wizard. Here we go. Let's see who's going to take the 200-yard IM. Obviously starting out with the butterfly in the IM. At the first turn, it is Westra 25.02, Chalmers 27.16. Now we're into the back crawl. Let's see the turn here on the back crawl. Remember, you swim all 4 of the competitive strokes here. As we're getting ready to transition into the breaststroke, it is still Westra at 57.67. Second place is 101.98 for Chalmers, 104.19 for Sutherland. The breaststroke is what's going to separate folks here, because the breaststroke is usually, let's see where we're at here. Seed time to beat is 2:08.93 for Westra. $202.69 is the state cut. And he's got a shot at it. Not a huge shot, but it's a possibility. As now we're transitioning into the front crawl. Here they come home. And look at this. Teague Westra is going to take the 200 IM with a time of 2:06.23. That, folks, is about a 2-second drop. Second place will go to Tyler Chalmers, 2:11.66. Third place, Aiden McDowell, 2:18.90. So interesting, as you can see the results there up on the board. And we will just have 2 heats of the 50-yard freestyle. The first heat will be predominantly made up of Eagles, with the exception of lane 2 and lane 8. Lane 2, it's going to be Andrew Durr. Lane 8, it's going to be Lamar Reavers. For Hudsonville, it'll be Caleb Barricklow is in lane number 3. Emil Stevenson is in lane number 4. Cole Jones will be in lane number 5. Hunter Smith will be in lane number 6. And Hatteras Woodring is in lane number 7 for the Eagles. All right, here we go. The participants are setting up here for the first heat, the consolation heat of the 50-yard freestyle. There they go. The seed time to beat here looks like 27:28 for Cole Jones. And here we go into the finish. It is close, and it will be 27:04 for Jones. That is a quarter of a second drop. Second place was Stevenson, who goes 27:60. That's about 3/4 of a second drop. Now we're into the championship heat. That'll be Mykoi Christensen in lane number 1. Cam Poulette is in lane number 2 for Hudsonville. Thomas Kirkland is in lane number 3. Casey Fields is in lane number 4. Andrew Callahan is in 5. Nick Thompson is in lane 6. PJ Martin is in 7. And Brendan Lawrence is in lane 8. And here they go. Seed time to beat here is 22:34 for Casey Fields. Casey would love to drop some time here. 22:39 is what you need to make state. 21, 20, 23:11 for Casey Fields. Andrew Callahan goes 24:54 for second. Third is Nick Thompson. Fourth is Brendan Lawrence. Fifth is Cam. Sixth place will be PJ Martin. So some good times there. And that's going to transition us into the diving. So we'll get ready to make the transition over to diving. And I'll pull out my diving heat sheets. We will have 6 divers today. Okay, that is going to be board number 2. And our order is going to be Calvin Adams for the Falcons will be the first diver. Second diver will be Zach Queckel. The third diver is Ben Rubus. The fourth will be Fidel Byringaro. The fifth will be Elise Conda. And finally, it'll be Carter Van Sprang. That's our order. Not exactly the greatest view here. We'll do our best here.
Good job, team. Okay.
All right. A big shout out to our head coach, Alex Brinks, who's watching this from home. Unfortunately, as the song goes, you be illin'. We wish you nothing but the best in your recovery. It does stink to get the dreaded the throat funk this time of the year. So we'll be just a few moments away from the start of diving here. Keep it here. All right, we're getting ready for our first dive of the evening. The freshman for Kentwood, Calvin Adams, will be doing dive 102B. Forward somersault, pike position 1.5. All right, judges' scores. 18.75 with a 4.4, 4.5. All right, now it's the White Panda will be doing the same dive, 102B. Forward somersault pike position, that's Zach Queckel. Big K goes in, a little bit of over rotation. Let's see how the judges scored it. 4.5s across the board, 20.25. That puts Zach in first place for the time being. That's going to bring us up to Big Ben from Hudsonville doing dive 103C. Forward 1.5 somersault tuck position, 1.6 degree of difficulty. Takes his time. Gets up on the far board. Oh, nice. Just a smidgen over a rotation as well. We've seen that 2 in a row, but that's a solid dive. 4, 4.5, 4 for 20 points. Now it will be one of my favorites, Fidel by Ringaro. doing dive 103B, the forward 1.5 somersault pike position, 1.7. Why is he one of my favorites? Because he works for me. That's nothing against any of the other 5 divers. Gets up nicely. Nice entrance. Let's take a look at how the judges scored that one. Up to the board we go. 5.5 for 27.2. Nicely done, young man. Now it will be his tag team partner, Elise Kanda, doing the exact same dive. So mark that mental image in your head, and let's see how. Jesus. Somebody dropped something during the dive. Let's see the judges' scores. He got up pretty good. Unfortunate as that was. 6.5, 29.75. That's going to bring us to our final dive of the first round. Carter Van Sprang, he is going to be doing the same dive. So you've got a reference point of the last 2 dives. They were pretty close to the same. Carter, who's a rock-solid diver in his own, gets up so high. Oh, what a pretty entrance. That's 6.5 probably. Let's see the judges' scores. 6, 5.5, 29.75. So he ties Elise going into the second round. All right, we go back to the freshman from the Falcons. He is doing dive 51-21D, forward full somersault half twist free position, a lot of moving parts, 1.7 on the DD scale. Calvin makes his approach. Ooh, did not get up very high. That's going to cost him slightly, but he did enter, and I think he got the half twist in. So let's see, 4.5, 22.1. He is not going to be sad about that. Now it's going to be Zach doing dive 103C, the forward 1.5 somersault tuck position, 1.6. Watch Zach. He never goes more than 3 feet under the water. I've never seen anybody who goes so, as a diver, who goes so little under the water. And the white panda is going to get 4.5, 5 for 21.6. Ben, coming off of 20 points in the first round, will be doing dive 51-21D. We saw that already, the forward somersault, half twist, free position. Got a good look at him there. Gets up. Not bad at all. Let's see how the judges score that one. 3.5, 3 for 17 points. Now it's going to be Byringaro doing dive 52-23D, back somersault, 1.5 twist, free position. This is a 2.3 DD, but that's not the highest DD we're going to see in this round. We'll save that for Carter on the last dive. Fidel, off of his 27 points, over-rotates slightly, but that looked really, really good, folks. Let's see what he gets. 5.5s across the board, 39.6, maybe the second highest score for Fidel this year. What a nice dive for that young man. Now it's going to be Elise Kanda with his second dive doing the same 105C. So look at what Fidel did, and let's see if he can. Man, does he get up, and he is so powerful. That was very similar. Let's see the judges on this one. 5.5, 6, 39.6. And now ending us in the first round, it will be Carter Van Sprang. He's going to be doing dive 105B. So it's the forward 2.5 somersault, but this is pike instead of tuck. The degree of difficulty here, though, is 2.6. Great approach. Lost the hands a little bit. Not quite as high as we're used to seeing him there. That's going to cost him a little, but still a great dive. Judges scores 5.5, 6 for 44.2, and that will thrust him into the lead at 73.95 as we go into round number 3. Calvin is up doing dive 401C. That's an inward dive tuck position, 1.4 DD. Gets up, knocks it down. Let's see how it's scored. He's had a couple good dives to start. Oh, wow. 5.5, 4.5 for 19.6. He's still averaging over 20 points a dive. That's a great start here for the freshman. Now for Zach. He's going to be doing dive 302C, the reverse somersault tuck position, 1.6. He's at 41.85 coming into this dive. Gets up. Oh, looks like he had a little bit of a twist there. That's going to cost him 3.5, 4, 16.8. All right, looking for a bounce back dive here is Ben doing the same dive, 302C. I think he was a smidget disappointed on his previous dive, and he looks to come back and hammer this one. The Eagle standout right now is being very methodical, making his approach. Gets up, nice entrance. And the judges' scores will be 4.5, 4.5, 5 for 22.4. That's going to bring us back to Fidel by Ringaro. He is going to be doing for his third dive 52.23D, the back somersault 1.5 twist free position. This has a DD of 2.3. He's coming off one of his better dives this year. Let's see how he comes back. He's at 66.8 points. He's within 6 points of the lead. Oh, he got around, but I think he would have liked to get up a little bit higher on that one and maybe hold it a little tighter. Fives across the board, though, 34.5. He is not going to be crying home to mama on that one. That was a solid dive for him. LSA Conda is going to come right back. He's doing 51.32D. That's the forward 1.5 somersault, full twist, free position, 2.2. Lots of moving parts here. And I expect LSA to come back strong on this dive. Gets up so high. Oh, he did not finish. He could not get the hips. That's unusual for LSA. Let's see how the judges score that one. Yeah, 1.5, 1, 2. It was a dive, but he is going to be excessively disappointed. That's going to bring us back to Carter coming off that spectacular dive. He's going to be doing dive the 51.34D, forward 1.5 somersault, double twist, free position, 2.6. Gets up so high. Oh, my goodness. He threw that one down. That looked like a 5.5 plus to me. Maybe a 6. 6 is across the board, 46.8. That'll keep him in the lead as we go into the fourth round at 120.75. Back to the freshman on our back half. His fourth dive is going to be 402C. That is a inward somersault tuck position, 1.6. He is at 60.45, and that's really a great start for the freshman. Gets up. Not bad. Still not high enough off the board, but I think that's going to be 4s across the board. And it is 19.2. He's just under the 20-point average. Let's hope he can have a bounce back after that one. Now it's going to be back to the Panda. Zach is going to be doing dive 52.21D, back somersault half twist, free position, 1.7. He's at 58.65 coming into this one. Not bad. I don't think he quite got around. It's going to be interesting to see how the judges score this one. That's probably a 3.5 if it's legal. Yeah, that I don't have the angle, folks, but I had to look, and then I saw Coach Ambrose. We had a similar reaction there. That's going to bring up Ben from Hudsonville. His next dive is going to be 402C, inward somersault tuck position, 1.6. He's at 59.4. Here's a chance for him to kind of pull ahead of the two that he was right within striking distance of, both Calvin Adams and Zach Queckel. Ben taking his time. Gets up. Oh, he did not quite get the feet down as quick as he would like to. That's going to cost him some. But the judges seem to like it. 4.5, 4 for 20 points. Nicely done. He's at 79. That's going to bring up Fidel by Ringaro. He's at 101.3 coming in. His next dive is going to be dive 203C. Back 1.5 somersault, tuck position, 2.0 DD. Gets up. Not bad. The finish was a little, he had to hurry to finish. Just a smidgen behind, if you will, but that's a 5. 4.5, 5, 28 points. That's going to be LSA, who really wants a bounce back here. He's doing dive 203B, back 1.5 somersault, pike position instead of the tuck, 2.3 because of that. He's at 79.25 coming in. And he really needs to get 6s across the board here. He got up, not quite as high as I expected, and that's probably going to be no more than a 5. And he actually gets 4s for 27.6. And that brings us back to our leader, Carter Van Sprang, who's going to be doing dive 303B, reverse 1.5 somersault pike position, 2.4. He's at 120 points coming into this one. Could, for practical purposes, miss this one and still have the leader. He's within 9 of Fidel here. That's way more. He did veer off a little bit. Not his best dive, but still a really good. That's a 5.5 to me. Waiting for the judges' scores. 6, 6.5, 44.4, 44.4. So now we are into the 5th of 6 rounds here. And Calvin will be doing dive 103C. That is a forward 1.5 somersault tuck position. He's at 79.95. He got it. He finished. The feet were off a little bit, but that might be a 20-point. Let's see. Oh, 4, 3.5, 4 for 18.4. Just off the mark once again. Now Zach is going to be doing inward dive tuck position. Very low DD, 1.4. He has got to hit this one. He's at 68.85 coming in. Not bad. That was a very solid entry. And the judges will go 5, 5, 5.5 for 21.7. Nicely done there. And that's going to bring us up to Ben, who's at 79.4. Him and Calvin are really nip and tuck of each other. Let's see how he bounces back on this one. This is 203C, back 1.5 somersault tuck. This is a higher DD, though, 2.0. So he doesn't quite have to score as much to get the points. But I was told this is actually a dive he's very comfortable with. Oh, the legs spread apart bad on that one, but he did get up high and a nice entrance. Let's wait for the judges. 4.5, 4, 4 for 26. That DD certainly helped. All right, beg your pardon. Fidel by Ringaro's next dive is 303C, the reverse 1.5 somersault tuck position, 2.1. Got up, got in. That looked like a 5.5 to me, folks. Let's see how the judges score it. 4.5, 5.5, 4.5, 30.45. LSA is up next. LSA is going to be doing dive 403B, as will Carter. This is an inward 1.5 somersault, pike position, 2.4. He is, this has not been the strongest night for LSA. Your heart breaks for him because you can see he's fighting himself tonight. Gets up, gets in, and the judges will score maybe a 5. 5's across the board, 36. Brings him up to 142. And that's going to bring us to our last dive of the 5th round. Carter Van Sprang doing the same dive. He's already in the lead at 165.15 points before this dive, which tells you he could no dive this and still be the leader going into the last round. He's not going to no dive this. I'm just telling you that right off the bat. Gets up, nice dive, great entry. Holy cow. That's a 6 to a 6.5 that time. That was just pretty. No splash. Got up. 6.65. Wow. 40.8. Still a beautiful dive. And our final dive, or final round of diving, 202A, back somersault, straight position, 1.7. Calvin needs a 21.95 here to average the 20 points, which is what he was shooting for. He is on their way here. That's going to be close. It's not a high DD, so he needs 5.5s. He didn't. Oh, he did, folks. 4.5 for 22.1. He ends up at 120.15. Congratulations to the freshman. And that's going to bring up Panda, who is going to be doing dive 402C, inward somersault tuck position, 1.6. He's at 90.55. Not a super high DD here, so again, there's little margin for error. Gets up, gets in. We go to the judges' scores. Zach Queckel will end up with 5.5 for 25.16. Holy cow, that was a great bounce back. 116.15. Nicely done there, Zach. Now Ben at 105.4, his final dive, 52.21D. Back somersault, half twist, free position, 1.7. He's at 100.5 coming into this dive. Pretty much anything short of 1s and 2s, and he should be able to take 4th place. Gets up, gets in. Let's see the judges' score. 4.54 for 22 points, and he does. That catapults him into 4th place, just ahead of both Calvin and Zach. Now it is Fidel at 159 points coming in. His final dive, 403C, inward 1.5 somersault tuck position, 2.2. He's looking at his first time this year to beat Ellisay. If he hits this one, he will do it. And he did, folks. What a day for Fidel by Ringaro. Judges scores, that's a 5.5 to a 6 to me. 6.6, 5.5, 38.5. Just missed 200 points. Oh, poor Fidel. And that's going to bring us to Ellisay's final dive. He's at 142.8 coming in. This is the inward double somersault tuck position, 404C 2.8. Now, folks, I'm not kidding you. If he gets 7s on this one, he would actually overtake Fidel for 2nd place. Let's see. He's not had a good night, but if he bounces back and hits this one, there will be some bragging rights. He gets up super high. Oh, he didn't quite get the feet down. That's not going to be a 7. It might be a 5.5. 5, 4.5, 4.5, 39.2, 182. He's going to get 3rd place. Carter, who's already in the lead before he comes to this final dive, is going to finish it off with 52.33D. The back 1.5 somersault, 1.5 twist, free position, 2.5. There are a plethora of moving parts on this one for Mr. Van Sprang. Gets up, gets in. Oh, that's pretty. That's a 6, folks. Maybe 5.5, but it's still a great dive. 6.6, 5.5, 43.75. He's going to win it at 249.7. Congratulations to Carter Van Sprang. He's going to take 1st place with 249.7. 2nd place will go to Fidel by Ringaro. 3rd place will go to Ellisay Conda. And 4th place actually will go to Ben Rubos from Hudsonville. So 1st through 4th, it was pretty much it was quite entertaining, I must say. with that, folks, we're going to cut out. I've got to do another edition of This Week in High School Sports. So we will be back with the second half of the meet in just a few moments. Keep it here on the YouTube network.
An amazing streak continues on the wrestling mat, and we're less than a week away from the start of a revamped hockey tournament. I'm John Ross, and this is This Week in High School Sports, powered by Michigan Student Aid. The MHSAA Ice Hockey Tournament bracket is set, and you'll notice some changes from last year's bracket. This year, the entire tournament is seeded using MPR. Each of the 3 divisions contains 8 regions with up to 8 teams in a region. The highest seeded team in a region will play the lowest seeded team, and so on. Last year, only the top 2 teams in each region were seeded. Also new this year, the teams will be reseeded following the quarterfinals. The Ice Hockey Seeding Committee will take all 4 semifinalist teams and reseed them 1 through 4. The 1 seed will play the 4, the 2 seed will play the 3, with the winners meeting in the finals. Last year, there was no reseeding at the semifinal level. The way divisions are broken up this year is also new. Standalone and co-op programs will be rank ordered by enrollment, but on separate lists. The top 1/3 from each list will make up Division 1, the middle third from each will be Division 2, and the bottom third from each list will comprise Division 3. This change is expected to rebalance the divisions, as Division 1 had been primarily made up of co-op teams in the past. Staying the same from past years, a coin flip will determine the home team for each game. The first regional games will drop the puck on February 20th. The semifinals are March 9th and 10th, with the finals on Saturday, March 11th. All of the semifinals and finals action from USA Hockey Arena in Plymouth will be available on the NFHS Network and the MHSAA Championship Radio Network. For brackets, scores, and more, be sure to check out MHSAA.com. Game balls this week go to Davison's Greg Lawson. The sophomore tallied a triple-double, 32 points, 12 assists, and 11 rebounds, and a 5-overtime win over Flint Hamady. The 94-90 victory came in the Cardinal Classic Final. To the Gibraltar Carlson competitive cheer team, who knocked off 3-time reigning Division II state champion Allen Park on way to the championship of the Downriver League. And to the Holt wrestling team, they captured their 37th straight district title. Yes, 37 in a row by knocking off Grand Ledge in the finals. The last time Holt failed to win a wrestling district title, 1986, when That's What Friends Are For was the #1 song.
For high school seniors, the matchup of the year isn't on the field. It's actually online. That's right. When you fill out the FAFSA, the free application for federal student aid, you could also be eligible for thousands of dollars in additional money for the Michigan Achievement Scholarship. Yep, nearly 80% of students who fill out the FAFSA may be eligible. Now that's a matchup we can all root for. Get started today at michigan.gov/achievement. The Michigan Achievement Scholarship. It's a game changer.
Our weekly Be the Referee feature takes a look at the fine art of officiating with registered official Paige Winnie.
We are in the pool today, nearing the end of our 100-yard freestyle race. To finish a race and record a time, a swimmer can either touch the touchpad or the finish end, i.e. the wall around the touchpad. If the touchpad is contacted in a time recorded, great, that's all the officials need. But what happens if I hit the touchpad and the time doesn't stop? Or if I touch the wall just above the touchpad? In these instances, the officials go to a backup timer, and the backup timer for that swimmer will be used as their race time. The backup timer operates for all races, but is only used in the event of a touchpad malfunction or a swimmer hitting the finish end. A majority of the time, it's not even needed, but it's good to have for instances like these.
Thanks, Paige. Now more than ever, we need officials. If you're interested, go to the MHSAA website now to register. If you aren't following the MHSAA on social media, what are you waiting for? It's a great way to keep up with everything going on at the MHSAA. Looking for tournament updates, event announcements, or links to stories? Then check out our Facebook or Twitter accounts. Instagram and TikTok is where you will find our weekly Performance of the Week feature and other behind-the-scenes content. YouTube has tons of historic MHSAA finals archived. Look for classic matchups and rewatch some great games. MHSAA social media is the best way to connect with us every day. So make sure you follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube. With winter tournaments just getting started, you don't want to miss a thing. You've been listening to This Week in High School Sports, powered by Michigan Student Aid, a production of the MHSAA Network. Thanks for joining us. I'm John Ross, and we'll see you next week.
All right, sports fans, Joey Sutherland back with you here. Thank you for joining us on the YouTube network here, where we are going into the second half of the swim meet after the conclusion of diving. Let's take a quick look at the results of diving once again. Zach Queckel ended up in 6th place with 116.15. Calvin Adams gets 5th place with 120.15. Ben Robus gets Boss gets 127.5. LSA Conda gets 3rd place with 182.05. 2nd place goes to Fidel by Ringaro, who gets 198.25. But our winner is Carter Van Sprang from Hudsonville, who goes a very respectable 149.7. Nice job, Carter Van Sprang. All right, with that, now we are going to pull back out the heat sheets. And our next event will be our next event is the 100-yard butterfly. We'll wait to give you the all right, let's All right. We are getting set to start the one and only heat of the 100 fly. Let's take a look at our participants here. In lane number 1, it's P.J. Martin, the senior, for East Kentwood. McCabe Skolton is in lane number 2 for Hudsonville. Abel Gomez-Romo is in lane number 3 for the Falcons. Rylan McDowell is in lane number 4 for the Eagles. Teague Westra is in lane number 5. In lane number 6, it'll be Aiden McDowell. Lane number 7 is Jared San Roman. And lane number 8 is Cole Jones. 4 wall touches, 2 laps of the butterfly. And we'll know who is going to win the 100 fly. At the halfway mark, it is Westra with a big lead, 25.01. And we're on the back end right now. 54.79 is the state cut. Teague already has that. And taking it with a time of 54.17 is Westra. Second place is McDowell. Third place is McDowell. Ryland gets second. Aiden gets third. Gomez-Romo gets fourth place. Fifth place is San Roman. Sixth place is Skoltons. Seventh place is Jones. Eighth place is Martin. That is where we're at, folks. Oop. And they already transitioned, so I apologize for that. All right, we're going to have 2 heats here of the 100 free. It'll be Lamar Reavers in lane number 4 for the Falcons. Hatteras Woodring is in lane number 5, the freshman for the Eagles. And in lane number 6, it's Andrew Durr. And we will get ready for the start of the first of 2 heats of the 100-yard freestyle. And they're off. All right, let's transition this one in here. And it looks like we've added a late ad. Alpha Kaba is in lane number 7 now for the Falcons. I did not have him on my heat sheet. Coming up on the halfway mark, lane number 5, that's Woodring, is in the lead at 34.34. Second place, 36.53. Coming up on our last flip turn here of the first heat. Looks like Woodring has a comfortable advantage here as he starts making his way back home. Just over the 1 minute mark here. About to hit the flags. Inside the flags and taking it with a time of, let's take a look at the scoreboard here. 1:11:05 is Woodring. Andrew Durr goes 1:15:47 for second place. Third is Alpha Kaba, goes 1:18:16. And 1:25:07 for Reavers. And now we'll go into the championship heat of the 100-yard freestyle. Let's take a look at it. We have Thomas Kirkland for the Falcons in lane number 1. Reed Everett is in lane number 2 for Hudsonville. Michael Travis is in 3 for the Falcons. Tyler Chalmers for the Eagles is in 4. James Langash is in 5 for East Kentwood. Cam Polat is in lane number 6 for Hudsonville. Hamza Durek is in lane number 7 for East Kentwood. And finally, Nolan Sarber is in lane 8 for the Eagles. Boom, we're underway. There they go. The championship heat of the 100 free. Coming back right now. This one's interesting right now. Looks like, let's actually see the turn. The leader at the halfway mark, that is Chalmers, just ahead of Langosh. Coming up on the final flip turn. Now they're making their way back home. It is still Chalmers ahead of Langosh. The real battle is going to be for third place. It is going to be a doozy. Oh, and taking it out and going to get him for fourth place. For third place is Everett's over Michael Travis. He goes 28.86 for that second 50 to go compared to Michael's 30.01. That 56.51 for Michael Travis is a great drop. It was a great swim, but congratulations on that one to Tyler Chalmers, who wins the 100-yard freestyle with a time of 50.69. Now we are into the granddaddy of them all, the 500-yard freestyle. Let's take a look at our participants here. In lane number 1, it'll be Kalel Durr, the senior for the Falcons. Lane number 2 is going to be Caleb Barricklow is in lane 2 for Hudsonville. Shane Fandrich is in lane number 3 for East Kentwood, the freshman. Ethan Minus is in lane number 4 for the Eagles. Andrew Callahan is in lane number 5 for East Kentwood. Lane number 6 is Hunter Smith for the Eagles. He's a sophomore. Darius Nassaup is a freshman for the Falcons in 7. And Emil Stevenson is in lane number 8. He's a junior for the Eagles. 500 yards, 10 laps, 20 wall touches, and we're underway. There is shocking. There's only one heat here of the 500. Just last week, I was at an event that had 13 heats of the 500 yard. No, I'm just kidding. It'd be something Brandon Graff would do to me. 13 heats of the 500. They wanted each swimmer to go individually. All right, we're actually going to switch this one over to the 2-shot here to keep an eye on it. Our seed time to beat here and that 500 is minus Ethan at 5:15.57. We are going to go back and take a peek at if it's official now, the 100 free, which it is. All right. All right, so we will keep an eye on this here, and okay, we are coming up on the 140 mark here. Again, our seed time, our best time is 5:15, but we have 4 of the participants that are sub 6. 3 of them that are in the 6-minute range. So we'll keep an eye on this one right here. As we are, the leaders are still between 33-36 for Ethan, and it was 34-06 for Andrew, but he's trailing by about, I'm going to say a full second over Ethan, and it still looks that way here. Coming up, let's take a look at this next at the turn. Ethan just went 33.82. Andrew went 34.37, and he trails by about 2.5 seconds. After that, it's a little bit of a Barricklow for Caleb for Hudsonville, 37.24. Hunter Smith, 37.13. Shane Fandrich is at 39.93. This is an event that I think both teams knew was going to be won by the Eagles. It was how much could the Falcons cut the bleeding here to keep this still competition. So we'll have to take a peek at that one here. As if I didn't say this already, Fidel Byringaro had a day and a half today, folks. He was diving out of his brain and took that second place. So that was him who just walked by us, and I wanted to give him due credit. Ethan with another 34.44 as at 350. He's 4 seconds ahead of Callahan, who's at 354.59. As our next event will be the 200-yard freestyle relay. Still in the lead is Ethan with another 34.5. He's at 425. 34.42. Actually, Callahan won that lap, so he cuts back into just under 4 seconds. Just staying alive with 3, I believe. This might be the air horn we're about to hear, which means our final 50. And it is, so when you hear that, that tells us that this is the last 50. That was a 34.17 for Ethan. And a 33.79 for Callahan. Callahan showing he has a little left in that zippity-doo-dah. He trails by under 3 seconds. Does he have enough in him? Let's see. After that last flip turn, it's still Ethan by about a body length. But it's getting a little closer, folks. I don't think Andrew can run him down, but a great swim for Callahan. As it will be Ethan Minus winning it, 5:32.31. Second place, 5:35.49 is Callahan. That is a 8-second drop for Andrew Callahan. Still got some of the other participants going sub 40 seconds here. And third place is going to go to Barlico. I beg your pardon. Barricklow, who goes 6:01.55. And then Hunter Smith, 6:02.04. Fifth place is going to be huge here. The Falcons need it, and they get it. Fandrich goes 6:24.58. Now Darius and Emil, that's huge as well. And Darius gets 6th place. Emil gets 7th. Boy, I tell you, that still keeps it somewhat close on paper. Let's go back and peek one more time at the so they're still jockeying for position on these getting ready for the 200-yard sprint relay. 200-yard freestyle relay is our next event. Let's take a look at that one. Congratulations once again. I don't think I said it, and I apologize. Congratulations to Ethan Minus, who wins the 500 free with a time of 5:32.31. So congratulations, Ethan. And now into that one and only heat of the sprint relay. It'll be the Eagles C team is in lane number 2. Falcons B is in 3. Hudsonville's A is in 4. Falcons A is in 5. Hudsonville B is in 6. Kentwood C is in lane 7. We'll go through the names here in just a moment. And there they go. All right, this is a huge, huge race in this meet. The leadoff swimmers for the respective teams are Stevenson in lane 2, Byringaro is in lane 3, Fields is in 4, Langash is in 5, Jones is in 6, and Conda is in 7. At the first exchange, it's 23-42, 23-65. So Hudsonville has the lead over the Falcons by about 0.2 of a second. And the second swimmers are Woodring in 2, Geems in 3, McDowell's in 4. As there's the exchange, it's now Hudsonville 47-35 to 47-70. As we're into the third swimmer, bringing their way back home right now. It's pretty close. It's been close as we get ready to go into, it is 1:12:38 to 1:12:81. They're on their way home. It is close, folks. I think Hudsonville still has it. Does Andrew have some magic there? Not quite. It is Hudsonville who goes 137-43. Falcons get second place at 137.84. Third place is the Eagles, 150.55. Fourth place is the Falcons B, 155.03. Let's congratulate that team of Casey Fields, Rylan McDowell, Nick Thompson, and Reed Everett. They again go 137.93 to win the sprint relay. Real quickly, see if I can still make it and let you see the times on the board there in the relay and the places. Now the officials are talking. I didn't see something. This is huge here. They're still having a conversation. Whatever it is, folks, I truly missed it. So hold on here. Now we're up to the 100-yard backstroke. Wow. There was a deke in lane 6 and lane 7. That is really interesting. We'll see how that affects the scoring here in a minute. Now we're into the 100-yard backstroke. And they're off. Let's take a look at who we got here in the 100 back. It's Alpha Caba is in lane number 1 for East Kentwood. Brendan Lawrence is in lane number 2 for Hudsonville. Michael Travis is in 3 for the Falcons. Pablo Navas is in lane number 4 for the Eagles. Chase Sutherland's in 5. McCabe Skolton is in lane 6. Shane Fandrich is in lane 7. And Tegan Sorensen is in lane 8. At the halfway mark, it is Pablo at 30.88. Sutherland second at 31.04. Lawrence is third, 31.81. As they're coming back right now. And the final flip turn. It's gotten close here. Look at this, folks. Oh my goodness, it's a doozy. Coming into the final. What do we got here? Inside the flags. They're really duking it out. Who's going to hit the wall? It is. Oh my goodness, by 0.02 of a second. It is Pablo Navas over Sutherland. 102.78 to 102.8. 0.02 of a second. What a back 50 by Sutherland, who goes 31.76 and gets touched out by less than an eyelash. Oh my goodness, congratulations, Pablo. Oh my goodness gracious. And now all the scores are up there. Oh my goodness, was that close. All right, that's going to bring us up to the 100-yard breaststroke. And this one, it will be Malachi Geems is in lane number 1 for the Falcons. Tommy Labizo is in lane number 2 for Hudsonville. Hamza Durek will be in lane number 3. Casey Fields is in lane number 4. Mykoi Christensen is in lane number 5. Nick Thompson is in lane number 6. Calvin Tron is in 7. And Nolan Sarber is in lane 8. Coming up on the halfway mark, it is Hudsonville 1-2 with 30.55 for Fields, 31.21 for Thompson. And we are making our way back home now. Looks like it is going to be Fields getting the W with a time of 105.64. Casey Fields, 105.64, second place. Nick Thompson, 106.65. Third place is Mykoi Christensen, 115.38. Fourth place is Tommy Labizo, 116.16. Fifth place is Calvin Tron, 116.55. Sixth place is Sarber, who goes 116.82. Seventh place is Durek, who goes 118.20. And that is going to bring us to our one and only heat, our final event of the evening, the 400-yard freestyle relay. For Hudsonville in lane number 1, it's going to be Stevenson, Skoltens, Sorensen, and Woodring. For the Falcons in lane number 3, it'll be Martin, Sutherland, San Roman, and Durek. For the Eagles in 4, it'll be Chalmers, McDowell, and Navis. For the Falcons in 5, it'll be Langosh, Westra, Kirkland, and Travis. For Hudsonville in lane 6, it'll be Polote, Everts, Minus, and Lawrence. And finally for the Falcons in 7, it will be Durr, Geems, Kaba, and Tron. All right, we do have a lane 7. They're just not there yet for some reason. It's kind of like Mykoi. He's just hanging around, and then he's there. And they're off. And we're starting off here right now. Coming back at the first 50. It is the Hudsonville squad at 23.84. The Falcons 26.01. Then Hudsonville B at 28.45. East Kentwood B at 30.18. Getting ready for our first exchange here. And let's take a look there. We're at, I missed the time there, folks. I apologize. And right now, though, at the halfway mark of the second leg, it was a 25.69 for the Hudsonville A, 25.46 for the Kentwood A, but they still trail by a substantial amount there. 29.15, 28.8 for the Falcons B. Getting ready for our next exchange. Let's take a look here. Going into the third leg, it'll be Hudsonville A at 144.26. The Falcons A at 148.02. As we get ready to exchange here. And there we have another exchange. Halfway through the third leg, 25-46 for Hudsonville's A, 29-81 for the Falcons A. Who's swimming that one? And here we go into our final exchange for the Eagles. They go 238.70. $249.88. Holy cow. As we're getting ready for another exchange there, as you see it. Final 50 for the Eagles in the lead. $27.46 for the Kentwood A. That's Callahan. We're coming in, finishing up, and taking it. Let's see the final time. It is going to be 3:38.60. Congratulations. That is the Hudsonville squad of, let's go up and actually see the scoreboard here. As it is the Hudsonville A squad of Tyler Chalmers, Ryan McDowell, Aiden McDowell, and Pablo Navis, who goes 3:38.60 for first place. Second place is the Kentwood A, 3:49.52. Third, fourth place. Oh, let's go look at the final once again here. And our final. And that's going to just about do it here for senior night. A great night. Once again, congratulations to that team of Chalmers, McDowell, and Navis for winning the 400 freestyle relay. Now it's going to come down to the final score. While the Falcons kept it close, I think the visitors from Hudsonville kind of pulled it away in the last three events. And I am so sorry. Let's get the camera off the scoreboard. I miscounted there as we are finishing up right now. As that was Tron, I believe, who just finished there. All right, so I think we have the final team score. For senior night. And our final score will be Hudsonville 171, East Kentwood 143. Congratulations to our friends from Hudsonville on swimming. A fine meet here tonight. They did what they had to do. They took care of business on the road, and they're going to leave here with a 171-143 victory. And what can I say, folks? That it's been a very entertaining night here. Oops. Let me do this. All right. So with that, let me get out of here. With that, it gives me a chance to tell everybody thank you for joining us. I may be back on the air here shortly tonight, but I can tell you definitively I will be in Grand Haven for the OK Conference I'll be the official streamer for the OK Red Conference Swim and Dive Meet. That'll be taking place at Grand Haven coming up in just a week or so. And I encourage you to join us there. And really, pretty much until then, again, congratulations to all of the seniors, both for the Eagles, the visitors from Hudsonville, and for your own East Kentwood Falcons. A great meet it was tonight. Once again, Hudsonville just had a little too much depth. They defeated the Falcons 171-143. I want to thank you all for joining us here. And until next time, I wish you all the best. And before I go, one more time, for all of our family and friends in East Lansing, please know that all our thoughts, all our prayers, and everything else we have is going out to the Michigan State University and to the East Lansing community. We're thinking about you guys, and we love you all. That's going to do it here. I'm Joey Sutherland. Until next time, folks, have a great evening.